this thuggerization process helped push a ghetto mentality to the forefront of some representation of blackness. In other words, we have to act a certain way, dress a certain way, or speak a certain way to be considered a real black person. And black people in the spotlight made contributions to this process, from black movie directors making these ghetto-themed movies to thugged-out professional athletes, to black comedians talking about roaches and the projects. And Hollywood has a long history of flooding the market with negative movies about the black community and portraying young blacks as criminals, entertainers, or athletes. And then once the stereotype is embedded in the brain, they think they're off the hook by making a few positive movies. Great movies like Achille and the Bee and The Great Debaters could have been made in the early 90s instead of Menace to Society or New Jack City. The great actors in Love and Basketball could have been just as romantic in Love and Law. There could have been Medical Dreams instead of Hoop Dreams. And black actors and actresses made huge contributions to the negative stereotypes about black people. So this begs some more questions. What about what we do to ourselves? How much did we contribute to the negative images on screen and off? Do we have any responsibility? I think so. I think we have a lot of responsibility for what has happened. However, when it comes to the media, I look at it two ways. First, if someone is in an abusive relationship for a long time, there will be people who look at that person being abused and say, why are you in that relationship? It's your fault for letting that person treat you that way. And I understand the point those people are trying to make. However, that doesn't mean we should let the abuser off the hook. The abuser doesn't have the right to abuse regardless. Just like the media doesn't have a right to take what a few of us do and make it look like we all do it. That is stereotyping. Second, this ghetto mentality that some of us have today, this mentality is less than 30 years old. So how did it become some representation of black people when black people have been here since the beginning of time? 60 years ago, my grandfather wasn't walking around with his pants hanging off his behind. And my grandmother wasn't talking while her neck was rolling. This mentality has nothing to do with black people. Where did this mentality come from? Who is behind pushing this mentality to the youth? And how did a mentality that is less than 30 years old come to symbolize black people? At YANS, we are trying to build a grassroots coalition to address these pertinent questions. We do not blame the media for the negative issues that exist in the black community. We just want to point out the media's contribution and how the media has been a key ingredient in this recipe of self-destruction.